Remember when your dad could surprise the family with a beach trip on a Thursday afternoon? When a weekend in the mountains didn't need months of planning or a second mortgage? That America is gone. What was once a birthright, the simple family vacation, has become a luxury product engineered to drain every dollar from your downtime. The average family now spends $5,000 on a single week away, more than many save in a year. Today, we're revealing how that happened and why the final reason might prove affordable vacations are gone for good. Number 10. The death of the weekend getaway. Picture this. It's 1995. Your parents decide on Friday afternoon to drive 2 hours to a lakeside motel. They pay $49 cash at the front desk, grab dinner at the local diner for $30, and spend Saturday on the water. Total damage? Maybe $150 for the whole family. That spontaneous freedom? It's extinct. Today, that same lakeside motel charges $189 a night, but only if you book 3 weeks in advance. Book the day of? That'll be $329. The average 2-night hotel stay in America now runs $486, not including food, gas, or activities. That's a 224% increase since 2000, while wages have grown just 54%. Hotels discovered that desperate families would pay premium prices for their only free time, so they priced accordingly. Dynamic pricing software now adjusts rates every few hours based on search patterns, local events, even weather forecasts. See a sunny weekend coming? Prices jump 30%. Local festival? Add another 50%. The same room, the same bed, wildly different prices based on how badly the algorithm thinks you want to escape. The weekend getaway didn't just become expensive, it became another source of stress. But if you think the death of spontaneous travel is depressing, wait until you see how airlines transformed cheap flights into psychological warfare. Number 9. The airline fee explosion. Southwest Airlines once ran ads mocking other carriers for their fees. Bags fly free, they proclaimed. That was 2010. Today, even Southwest is testing new ways to charge you for what used to be included in the ticket price. Here's what happened. In 2008, airlines collected $1.1 billion in baggage fees. By 2023, that number exploded to $7.1 billion. For context, that's more than the entire GDP of Monaco, generated purely from charging you to bring clothes on vacation. The psychological torture is deliberate. Spirit Airlines charges $65 for a carry-on if you don't prepay online, but only $35 if you do. Forgot to print your boarding pass? That's $10. Want to pick any seat at all? $25 minimum. Water? $3. The average Spirit passenger now pays 55% more than the advertised ticket price once all fees are included. United's basic economy doesn't even let you use the overhead bins. You're paying for a seat and nothing more. The cheap flight that shows up in your search results is a mirage designed to hook you before revealing the true cost. Airlines learned that showing a $99 fare that becomes $287 generates more sales than honestly displaying $200 up front. But airlines are just the appetizer. Hotels perfected the art of hidden fees into something even more insidious. Number 8. The hotel resort fee. Scam major hotel chains now charge hundreds of dollars a night. Expensive, but transparent, right? Wrong. At checkout, guests are often surprised by mysterious destination or resort fees for the privilege of simply being there. It's extra money for Wi-Fi, pool access, or the view outside your window, things that used to be included. Resort fees have become the hotel industry's masterpiece of deception. Once rare, they're now everywhere, quietly inflating nightly rates, while keeping listings deceptively low. That $200 room ends up costing much more, but you won't know until your card is already charged and your bags are unpacked. Take the Marriott in Times Square, charges $450 a night. Expensive, but transparent, right? Wrong. At checkout, you'll discover a $50 destination fee for the privilege of staying in Manhattan. That's $50 for literally nothing beyond existing in New York City. The FTC has received over 2,000 complaints about resort fees, yet they remain legal. Hotels claim they're for amenities like Wi-Fi, pool access, and gym use. But here's the truth: these amenities used to be free, part of the basic hospitality experience. Hotels simply unbundled them, then charged you to get back what you once had. Yet somehow, the great American road trip found a way to become even more expensive than flying. Number 7. The death of the road trip. Route 66 once symbolized freedom. Pack the station wagon, grab some sandwiches, and discover America. Gas was cheap, motels were cheaper, and the journey itself was the vacation. That mythology is now a luxury experience reserved for retirees with RVs worth more than most homes. In 2002, driving from Chicago to Los Angeles cost roughly $130 in gas. Today, that same trip runs $420, assuming you get 30 miles per gallon. But gas is just the beginning. The average American road trip now costs $321 per day for a family of 4, once you factor in food, lodging, and activities. State parks that once charged $5 now demand $35 for day passes. Roadside attractions that survived on voluntary donations now charge $25 admission. Even rest stops have been commercialized, with some states experimenting with paid parking and premium bathroom access. The economics killed more than budgets. They killed spontaneity. When gas prices fluctuate 40% in a single year, families can't plan. When that scenic byway adds $50 in gas, you stick to the interstate. The road trip became another calculated risk instead of carefree exploration. But at least driving yourself meant avoiding corporate manipulation. Theme parks, on the other hand, turned childhood wonder into a masterclass in class warfare. Number 6. Theme parks for the wealthy. Walt Disney promised Disneyland would be a place where parents and children could have fun together, regardless of income. In 1971, admission was $3.50. Adjusted for inflation, that's $26 today. The actual price? $164. And that's before Disney's newest invention, the caste system. Disney Genie Plus costs an additional $25 per person, per day minimum. Lightning lanes for popular rides, another $20 each. The new Premier Pass runs up to $449 per person, per day. A family of 4 can spend $2,400 just on park tickets and line skipping for a 3-day trip. That's before hotels, food, or mouse ears. Universal Studios went further. Their Express Pass costs more than admission itself, up to $289 per person on peak days. Six Flags introduced a $150 Platinum Flash Pass that lets you cut every line while regular visitors watch you walk past. The result? Average families wait 90 minutes for rides that Premier Pass holders experience instantly. Children literally watch wealthier children skip ahead, learning that money buys more than things. It buys experiences, joy, and time itself. Theme parks haven't just raised prices. They've stratified childhood memories into service tiers. But if you think corporate parks are predatory, wait until you hear how Airbnb's promise of affordable authenticity became the very thing it swore to destroy. Number 5. Airbnb's broken promise. Airbnb launched with a radical idea: skip pricey hotels and stay in someone's spare room for next to nothing. For a while, it worked. You could rent an apartment in Paris for less than a roadside motel back home. But that dream is gone, undone by the very company that created it. Here's a typical Airbnb now: a modest nightly rate that doubles once you hit checkout. Cleaning fee, service fee, taxes, layer upon layer of fine print. That budget stay ends up rivaling luxury hotel prices, and you're still the one doing the chores. The pattern is clear. Prices have soared in just a few years, especially in major cities, where Airbnbs now outprice hotels entirely. What started as a way to travel cheaply has become another arm of the hospitality industry. only this one makes you strip this, bed before you leave. Professional management companies now control 35% of all Airbnb listings. These aren't locals sharing their homes. They're corporations running unregulated hotels. They buy up housing stock, driving locals out, then rent it back to tourists at inflated prices. Venice Beach lost 12% of its long-term rentals to Airbnb conversions. Austin saw rents spike 40% in neighborhoods dominated by short-term rentals. The platform that promised authentic local experiences became the very force destroying local communities. But entire cities haven't just lost affordable lodging. They've lost their souls to luxury rebranding. Number 4, the disappearing middle-tier destination. Across America, once affordable vacation towns have transformed into playgrounds for the wealthy. Small mountain getaways and coastal retreats that used to welcome families on a budget are now filled with designer hotels, curated cocktail bars, and experiential dining. A weekend that once cost a few $100s now rivals a mortgage payment. Take Asheville, for example. What was once an easy escape with cabin rentals and local diners has evolved into a polished luxury destination where even a simple cocktail can cost nearly $20. The shift isn't accidental. Investment groups spotted these charming towns, bought up property, and repackaged them as upscale wellness experiences. The result is a hollow version of local culture. Independent cafes become branding exercises, mom-and-pop motels rebranded as boutique stays. The affordable layers that gave these places character have vanished, replaced by photo ops and exclusivity. Entire communities once built for everyone now quietly price out the very people who made them worth visiting. Credit cards turned travel into something even more insidious. A debt trap disguised as rewards. Number 3, the credit card mirage. Earn enough points for a free vacation, Chase Sapphire promises. What they don't advertise, the average American pursuing travel rewards spends 23% more annually than those using cash-back cards. You're not earning free travel. You're financing it at 24% interest. The math is devastating. To earn enough points for one domestic flight, the average consumer must spend $25,000. But here's the trap. 68% of travel rewards cardholders carry a balance. At 24% APR, that free flight actually costs $6,000 in interest over time. Airlines and credit cards created a perfect prison. Basic economy removed free seat selection, free carry-ons, free everything. Then, credit cards offered those same perks back as exclusive benefits. You're paying $550 annual fees to access what used to be standard. The American Express Platinum Card costs $695 yearly just to enter airport lounges that were once $30 per visit. Points themselves are a scam. Airlines devalue them constantly. What cost 25,000 miles in 2010 now requires 75,000. Hotels create peak pricing that doubles point requirements during any desirable travel period. Blackout dates ensure you can't use rewards when you actually want to travel. The cruelest part? Rewards cards target middle-class families desperate for affordable vacations, then trap them in debt, pursuing an impossible dream. But at least debt is private shame. Social media turned travel poverty into public humiliation. Number 2, the social media inflation. Before Instagram, nobody knew your vacation was basic. Now, that Florida beach trip feels like failure when your feed shows friends in Santorini. The pressure isn't just psychological, it's financial. Studies show social media users spend 38% more on vacations than those who stay offline. The transformation is measurable. In 2010, the average vacation photo budget was $0. Today, 31% of millennial travelers book specific accommodations for Instagram potential. Hotels report guests paying 50% premiums for sunset view rooms they'll photograph once. Restaurants created $40 Instagram desserts, designed to be photographed, not eaten. Travel influencers weaponized FOMO into an industry. When 10 million people see someone's Bali villa tour, basic vacations feel like poverty. The result? People stretch budgets for experiences they can't afford, chasing validation through vacation performance. Credit card debt from travel hit $140 billion in 2023, with social media pressure cited as a primary driver. Young adults report spending an average of $3,251 on revenge travel for social media, even when earning under $50,000 annually. The vacation became content, and content demands production value. Entire destinations now exist primarily as photo opportunities. Tulum's beach clubs charge $100 minimum spends for daybeds you'll use for 15 minutes of photos. Dubai's restaurants charge $200 for afternoon tea, designed entirely around Instagram aesthetics. But social media just revealed what the travel industry had been building all along, a system designed to make you feel poor for wanting basic comfort. Number 1. The luxury normalization machine. Here's the truth. They don't want you to understand. You haven't been priced out of travel. You've been conditioned to believe that basic human comfort is a premium experience deserving premium prices. Consider the airplane seat. In 1978, standard economy included a checked bag, meal, blanket, pillow, and enough legroom for humans over 5'8". Today, that same experience is called premium economy and costs 85% more. You're not upgrading, you're buying back 1978. Hotels pulled the same trick. Free breakfast, parking, and Wi-Fi were standard in 1995. Now they're packaged as amenities and $45 resort fees. Pool chairs that were first come, first served now rent for $75 daily at Vegas casinos. Beach umbrellas that were free at Miami hotels in 2000 now cost $100. The genius was gradual. Remove one feature, wait 2 years, remove another. By the time consumers noticed, the baseline had shifted. What feels like inflation is actually deflation of included services, repackaged as premium upgrades. Airlines made $82 billion in 2023 from services that were free in 1990. Hotels extracted $3.5 billion from resort fees for amenities that were standard in 2005. Theme parks generated $2 billion from line skip programs that weren't necessary when general admission meant general access. Every company learned the same lesson. Instead of raising prices, lower the baseline, then charge to restore it. The middle-class vacation didn't disappear. It was rebranded as luxury, then sold back to you at triple the price.